Welcome to Revlog, where this week we come to the last week in our 2 Peter study. I do want to hear your thoughts before we jump into this text on just kind of study as a whole. I felt like this has been productive. It's been a bit difficult to work through, but productive. I felt like our church has responded pretty well to it. Brian, what's been your reaction to this study? How have you felt through it?
Christianity as a system of belief gets a bad rap because it's caricatured as pie in the sky and another version of karma or whatever, and Peter, any deep dive into Peter's thought here will reveal that there's a heft and a weight to Christianity that sits there and invites us to wrestle with it. And if we don't, we end up with just the fluff and the popular version of Christianity that is so easily caricatured. You can't really caricature that.
Yeah, that's a good word.
And consign that to just ill-conceived kind of novel sensationalism.
No, this is thoughtful. It's challenging.
Absolutely,
it's deep.
It's morally weighty.
Yes, absolutely. Aaron, how have you felt through this study?
Well, I felt this study has been necessary.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Right.
But necessary. And it challenging worship-wise. I mean, just to plan, often, I always go to the scriptures for inspiration, to kind of pull out some, but so many of these examples were negative examples. And I literally had to go, okay, what is the opposite of that he's saying that we should chase after rather than avoid? Which, it posed an interesting challenge. I like it when it just pops off the page, but that's, it's part of it. And I appreciate that we don't avoid these texts. We embrace them and we rub up against them to see how does this, because it's so necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Good word. So we want to get into the last section of text here. And Peter's pointing us to an end, to the end of this earth and the heavens and a new heaven and a new earth. It would be a good transition into the book of Revelation here.
Did yours have a date? Mine had a date. Did yours? No?
2026.
You see what it said?
No,
I think the date is 1422. And it's already...
No, but I'm grateful him pointing in this direction, because it gets to the slowness of the Lord and God's judgment. Because some of where the false teachers are coming from is, Jesus said he was coming back soon, and it hasn't happened yet, so it must not be happening. Yeah. And Peter's defending the Lord here, saying God's being slow because you need him. He's being patient with you and giving you another opportunity to come to repentance in this. And he does give Paul a shout out here, which is a nice nice conclusion in it as well. Aaron, help us get started in this text. What did you hear in this?
I'm reminded of the parable of the 10 virgins, just the idea of keeping your lamp being ready and not ever coming off your guard, because the minute you come off your guard, the bridegroom's going to show up, and those that are not ready are scrambling, and they're going to say, hey, give us some. No,
When I think this part of Jesus's word and Peter's word here is, over time we become complacent.
Yeah.
You see this kind of in a military sense too. When you become complacent, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're weak, and I think that's what Jesus and Peter both are reminding us of. That. This takes time, and it's easy to lose focus over time.
Right.
Brian, what about for you? What did you hear in this text?
I hear hopefulness because a couple of things. One, the hopefulness is that, and like Paul, Paul says, wood, straw, stubble, all that is going to be burned up, and whatever is precious, and his metaphor is silver and gold. That's going to last.
There, it's almost like that.
Absolutely,
a lot of our lives will be burned up in sort of in their meaninglessness,
in their vanity.
In their
exactly.
vanity.
Yeah. And here it's a continuance of that idea. And I love, and this is kind of with N.T. Wright also, I love how there is a continuance between this age and the next age, in that this age will go through the cleansing fire, whatever that is going to look like, and those things that are really good, that are eternal, that are ordered towards God, will last. And there are, certain things about this, again, N.T. Wright says he thinks the music of Bach will be there in the age to come. And I love that there are some beautiful things that God will redeem in that way and take through the fire. And everything that is unimportant and that appears to be vital will be gone. Only appears to be, and those things that are not, that are small, that are obscure sometimes, or that we think are ephemeral, will be there in the age to come. And this is to the glory of God, I think, because He is the final arbiter, and He knows the hearts of men and what has been done for His glory and what has been built with the goodness and the 2 copper coins that the widow gave, were more than everybody else, and that's just, we will be astounded at what will remain and what will be burned up, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's right. And I wonder. I think on some level, it'll almost be unrecognizable to us. And when I think about this, the earth is
agreed.
So marred by sin. I think
We've never seen it in its
It's
full...
hard for us to imagine it in purity.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
Sort of life
Agreed.
and creation in this perfection that I think we're so overcome by decay, even our own bodies. It's hard for us to picture what perfection would look like, and this sort of refined version of life and self and creation.
Right.
It's almost unimaginable.
When, as Tolkien says, everything bad comes untrue, and we are left with how things were really meant to be.
Intended.
And it's just going to be amazing. And very briefly, the second thing, I love how he says that that people use the scriptures, in such a way, even to their own destruction. And Dallas Willard has a very interesting take on that. He said it's possible to destroy yourself with Bible study. In other words, you can just have this, knowledge and study the Bible and so forth. But if it does not actually, the Gaithers said one time, you're getting into the Word. That's good, but is the Word getting into you? And if it does not get into you reorder, it'll sing. And if that does not reorder your life, then you will destroy yourself with the very scriptures that you purport to believe.
Yeah. Wow. Getting all kind of quotes today.
Well, I know.
N.T. Wright.
I know.
Dallas Willard. The
Gaithers.
Yeah.
I love it. Aaron, I'm going to need a quote in your question.
Got it.
So as you come to this text, what question did you have?
Well, to just not rebut, but to further my colleague's comments. In The Last Battle, C.S. Lewis, and his description of Narnia after they have passed is that it is more real than they've ever.
Oh, see, I love that.
Narnia
Absolutely.
as it was intended to be. Like,
that's right.
It seems real, and yet it's more real.
More real.
So the idea that we won't recognize is just like there's something. Greens are more green.
Like Jesus, the most human of all.
Further up and further in.
Yeah.
I will also say that when I heard John Piper speak.
Oh, my word. Here we go.
He said, if you're not going to bed every night, heartbroken that your friends and family are lost, then what are you doing? I mean, and it was just like, oh my word. It just it's true, and yet so heavy, and it just but it's that am I living my life with the expectancy of his return?
That's good. Yeah.
And am I just thinking it's going to happen? But do I have the urgency of the 10 virgins? Do I have the urgency of who Peter's talking about here?
I don't know if you're being intentional about this, but we're now moving into Advent. It's just perfect for Advent, right? This expecting Jesus. Look at you, are ready to move into Advent. I love it.
It's always there.
It's always there. Brian, what question do you have from the text?
What truly matters?
Yeah.
And also, I misspoke about the sixth sense. But anyway, what truly matters? Last week, yeah. But what truly matters?
What truly matters. Love it. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on this text and the study as a whole if you'd comment below.